All right, so let's get these max speeding rod camber arms installed on the 94 GMC that we have a 2018 Mustang IRS rear suspension on. So quick inspection, looked pretty good. Notice these inserts are backwards on one. I believe they should be on this Heim joint here, not on this side, so that's not a big deal. These just pop out, we can swap them, but they've got little crush washers. You can see I already tightened this one down to kind of make this inline. The goal is to shorten this arm up a little bit so we have some negative camber. So you can kind of see these washers, I already tightened everything down, so they're kind of lock washers where they're set up like this. Got a little wave to them. We'll tighten them down and get this as short as possible, and then we can screw this Heim joint out if we need them a little bit longer, but we'll go as short as we can go right now. You guys can kind of see, so this is what we're working with here. This rear camber arm frame mount, or I guess cradle mount here, and then that's where it mounts to the knuckle. This is going to replace that, and it's hopefully we're going to be able to shorten it up a little bit, which will pull this tire canted in a little bit, and we'll get a little bit negative camber is what we want for the suspension travel. Let's get a jack under the pumpkin, raise it up, take the weight off of this, remove these bolts, and then just install these. Should be pretty simple. All right, we got this arm off, and this answers a few questions. I was wondering why we had this little cone-shaped fitting in here, and it fits into the knuckle. That's what it's got. So that is handy. Now we know exactly where that goes. Let's fit this in and see what our tolerances look like. All right, and just like that, we've got our new upper camber arm installed. So we do have some adjustability. You can always see when you see a tab like that, because it'll lock it in place. I don't know if you guys could see, but there was an elongated hole here, so you could pull it in or out. We set this arm, locked it down here as short as we could get, and we'll figure out what we want for actual camber. You can see now. Well, maybe you can't, but that may be too much. It's lifting the side over here. So a little bit of a gap there. We'll probably pull it back a little bit more, and then we just got some adjustability at that point. So look pretty good. Let's get the other side. All right, got the old arms out, new arms in, look pretty snazzy. Got some adjustability to get that camber where we want it with these cradle mounted adjustments. So we'll get to that when we get the alignment, but everything's locked in. We'll keep the old stuff just in case. Looks pretty good. We got some bling, real functional, hard parts. I don't think you can really mess those up, and they're super economical. So let's do a function check. Oh, let's step up here. Oh, don't fall. Oh yeah. Oh, they're doing their things. Let's move on to one more part we have for max speeding stuff, which is in these boxes. It's a cradle lockout kit. So this hard mounts the rear IRS cradle into the chassis. So as you can tell, this is a cradle. We welded ours into the chassis. We used some DOM tubing and basically hard welded everything, hard mounted everything in here. That is not the case with this beast. So this is our 1963 Unibody F100 that we've been hammering on. And as you guys can tell, that's a Mustang emblem. Those are Performance Pack Brembo brakes. So this whole thing is on the chassis of a 2016 Mustang. Coyote 6-speed, independent rear suspension, the whole K-member, everything in the front. The entire chassis is a Performance Pack Mustang with 20,000 miles. So we could lock out this rear IRS on this truck. So gives us a good excuse. Weather's getting nice. We need to finish this truck. So I'm sure a lot of you have been chomping at the bit for me to get on this truck. And I think it's time. Let's pull it out and look at that rear cradle mount, see if we can lock it out. Let's pop the hood and connect the battery. We've got some quick latches hidden in here that will help us keep this hood secure, because we had a little unfortunate incident before it was, well, it was while it was painted and before, I guess, the hood popped up. Factory latch, not a good option. So we've got hidden quick latches on each corner here that we're gonna, gives us the peace of mind so we don't just rely on this factory latch here. No, the glory of the Gen 2 Coyote. Obviously, what do we need to do in the truck still? We need to finish this bed out, and we need to finish the exhaust. We're gonna do a 4-tip in that recession there. Need to put the backup camera in, little things like that. We need to finish the exhaust. But she's almost there. Good thing we've been waiting on the bed stuff, which is right here. We're gonna use some aluminum decking with some faux wood stickers. Basically, it looks really good from Rocky, what is it, Smoky Roads Hot Rod Shop, something like that. I've been waiting for like 8 months for that, 6 months. So luckily that came in. We'll figure that out, but she's purring. You guys want to see the inside? Inside looks beautiful. We got all our Alcantara dash up top, helps with glare, blue stitching, carbon dash, all the inserts, everything looks real good. So it got finished out real nice on the interior. You can see we still got our cage bar, just our shoulder harness bar to put our 5-point harnesses in, console, everything. She looks good. Got 3 pedals down there, boys. That's what makes it fun. Got our LED halos. They flash orange when your turn signal. These are also auto headlights, so you can see, or if you can see, there's a little sensor we kept installed right there. So when it gets dark, these will just turn on and off by themselves, which is kind of cool. Not a lot of 63s are going to have that. All right, see if we don't die from exhaust fumes here. Let's look at this rear IRS cradle. Oh. It's gonna be hard to see and very loud. That right there, that little bracket, stand bracket, 2 bolts there, 1 there, that's what we're gonna be replacing. Gotta get this thing up on some kind of jack stands and throw that in. All right, boys. Well, we're installing this rear or this IRS lockout kit from Max Speeding Rods. So ran into a few issues. I already have a kit that locks out that rear IRS, not the full-blown DOM tubing that replaces the bracket, but I've got Delrin inserts and spacers that replace all the rubber parts. Problem is that Delrin spacer, I'd have to pull the whole cradle and remove all of that to get this DOM replacement bracket in, and I don't know if I want to do that. So I can kind of show you back here where this cradle mounts. You can kind of see here, we've already got the replacement metal pieces here, and then this is the hard Delrin piece. Well, the same is in the front part of this cradle where this cradle mounts the body and reduces a lot of that wheel hop. So tried to kind of decide if I would like to have this bracket replace the little metal stamped bracket, but that Delrin bushing does not allow this to slip into it. Kind of cut this off and was just going to put the bracket in as a replacement, but I don't think it's quite as stable is when you have the insert, and I don't want to remove the Delrin bushing that's in the center of that. So we're gonna hold off on putting this in. We'll save it for another project. I love these IRS Mustang cradles. We put them in everything, including, you know, anything with the frame, you can throw it on. We're gonna pause on that, but overall, kit looks good. If I hadn't put a previous kit in there that had a Delrin bushing replacement, I think it'd work great. So let's move on. We'll put it on the shelf for another project. Oh, my neck hurts for some reason. I can't turn my head. Never gets old. Man, this thing's fun to drive. Imagine a 63 Unibody. Any of you guys who've driven older trucks or old anything, old cars, old trucks, love the look. They're not as fun to drive because, well, they don't brake good, they don't accelerate good, they don't handle well. It's just, you know, I mean, that's the benefits of EFI here recently. It's pretty accessible for everything. You can put electronic fuel injection on all your projects, which makes drivability and everything, reliability a lot better. You can tune them, but man, this thing, it is fun to drive. It feels, I mean, it is a 2016 Mustang GT Performance Pack. Like, it's impressive. I'm adjusting my steering wheel inputs right now, so I can go normal mode. What do I do? Just hit it twice. Okay, normal, sport, comfort. So let's go to sport. I'm guessing that just increases the ratio, so it'll a little faster ratio. I mean, this thing is on rails. I'm clicking through the factory gauges right now. I should probably, I guess I could kind of show you factory gauges here, if you guys can see that. I can kind of click through and select what I want. I'm not going to do that and run into someone. I'll leave you guys up here. Get her up the temp, drive her around a little bit. Oh, my son's at school. Maybe he's outside. Looked like about his age. Give him a little rev. If that don't bring a smile to your face, I don't know what does. Maybe a supercharger, that probably would. I need to take this thing to some car shows. What I really wanted to do was get this out on a track. Problem is that I painted it and the paint looks so nice, I'm afraid to chip it up and mess it up, but maybe we'll just put some PPF on it and let her rip, but oh, we'll see. Unfortunately, I live in a neighborhood, people everywhere, so I'm gonna have some Karen yell at me if I do anything. And the truck is not quiet, so I'm not very inconspicuous either. All right, boys, well, I think we just quick little install video here on the rear camber arms. So they look good. We will see how they perform. Real economical, like I said, FFG on max speeding rods. You get 10% off anything on their website. And a little quick hint on what we're going to be doing. Maybe something that is interesting to a lot of guys is this electric power steering rack. We're gonna see what we can do to eliminate a lot of weight and a lot of junk up here, and to include as engine accessories and get an full electric steering rack in here. So I think that'd be awesome. All right, well, that's gonna be it today. Summer's coming. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of good stuff. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, boys. God bless. Long live hot rodding.